So it's currently like 6 in the morning. Oh my Lanza, this is what I sound like at 6 a.m. But I'm getting ready for the local. This is going to be my first local that I've actually ever been to, so I don't really know what to expect. It's potluck style though, which is kind of cute because it's gonna be a barbecue. We're drinking coffee out of our NAIC mug that I just got, and I'm gonna start getting ready. The actual event, round one, supposedly starts at 11, and since it takes about like an hour to get there for me, I plan on leaving around 9, and so this gives me time to at least like drink coffee, get ready, eat some food, and then go. I did change my team from what I took to Portland. Just made me very susceptible to crits because I was on the field for so long. So I am taking a hyper offense team this time, aka we're going back to the horse. Okay, well now that I look like a human again, I can go make some food, even though I'm not very hungry. I think it's probably because I am nervous for today. Even though I'm putting basically like no weight into this, I just kind of wanted to see what a local is like since I've never been to one. And secondly, I'm going in with the expectation that I will simply never move in every single game, so the bar is very low, because when I was practicing in the cartridge yesterday, I was so lucky and I would get fully paralyzed for 4+ turns for multiple games in a row, which didn't happen when I was practicing outside of the cartridge, but obviously my luck in the cartridge is not great, as we saw from what happened in Portland. But with that in mind, I think my main goals today are, like I said, one, just to see what a local is like, since I've never been to a local, I've only ever been to regionals, and also kind of exposure therapy, because apparently what happened in Portland affected me more than I thought that it did, because I quite literally had a nightmare like 2 nights ago about going 0-8 at like a huge tournament. Obviously it wasn't real, it was a dream, but like I literally woke up like feeling horrendous after that. So apparently I have a touch of PTSD from what happened in Portland. So yeah, the exposure therapy today, forcing myself to do something that apparently my subconscious is scared of doing now. But I'm gonna go ahead and put my contacts in so I can actually see more than 2 inches in front of me and make some food. And also change, because it's supposed to be like 90 today in LA. Chat, I fear I may be out of my element. As you can see, I'm at a park. I mean, I realized that it was a barbecue, but I didn't know we were gonna be outside. It's gonna be so hot today. Also, I was so overstimulated simply trying to use the restroom. I was trying to walk in and people were just spraying super soakers. I was like, I swear, if y'all get my hair wet, I will riot. It's also slightly breezy, which is very unfortunate because I did end up wearing a skirt. I know, everything is working out so well, but like I said, the bar is so low for today, so realistically, we're still doing better than I thought, and the day hasn't even technically started yet. Okay, we just finished round 1, and it's super hot, so we did move to the shade. There's nobody at the tables. They're literally empty. As you can see, we're all sitting in the shade because we're not trying to roast. But I did make friends, so I'm not lonely anymore. See? Friends! Now you guys can't call me a loner anymore. How did you feel about your first local or your first competition?
I'm glad it was you because it wasn't as scary. If it was someone else, I don't know about that.
I'm glad that you had fun for your first battle, because I remember how nervous I was for my first like competition ever. I literally was telling her earlier that when I went to my first regional ever, I was so nervous for round 1 that I completely lost all of round 1 because I swapped the wrong Pokemon and just got hit. On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your experience?
Honestly, the second round was solid like 8. I was like, okay, I'm kicking butt. I'm learning.
You were. You had me on the ropes, honestly. I was honestly scared for the second game. She was making some really good swaps, and I was like, ow! I'm getting cooked by this Volcarona, quite literally, with Flame Body. Did you want to do any shout-outs or anything?
Shout out to the guy who made the cheeseburger.
Slay, for real. The food here is actually pretty good. So round 2 is done, and I ran into one of the things that I knew that my team wasn't good into, which was something that has a lot of bulk. It was a coaching Zamazenta team. Game 1 did come down to a 1v1 with Shadow Rider versus a half-ish health. It was in the orange about, just imagine orange, Zamazenta. And my Calyrex couldn't pull out the KO. Zamazenta literally lived on 1, so we went to game 2, and game 2 I got coachinged. So I don't really have a lot to hit a Zamazenta besides my own Zamazenta, and since their Zamazenta was coaching, it was able to take out my Zamazenta before I could take out theirs. But we move forward to round 3. We just finished round 3. I did go ahead and win round 3. It was a 2-0. There was a very scary Iron Jugulus that I had to take care of. It had Dragon Cheer. Absolutely not. We were not letting Dragon Cheer happen, especially not next to a Miraidon. Miraidon doesn't need to have any more damage than it already does. You know what I'm saying? So we had to take care of that guy real quick. So I did absolutely Chenpao Dragonite all the way. That was the key. That was my dynamic duo. The wind is actually crazy, and I probably look crazy, but it's okay. So now we're waiting for round 4. So currently we are 2-1. Chat, I fear that I got sunburned. Oh no, send help. But we just finished round 4. I did win round 4. I got manhandled game 1, and I got 4-0'd, and I was like, oh, let me correct myself real quick. Let me fix that. And I had to come back for game 2 and 3. She was a really good player. It was another girly pop. We were both running Kali, Shadow, and Zama, so it was almost a mirror. It was like the same core, but yeah, it was a really good round. I felt good about that one. That one was fun. I love playing other girls. Okay, we just finished round 5, and that was another mirror match. So it was very intense. It did come down to a couple of speed ties that I was lucky enough to win. And Amoonguss, once again, pulling it out and helping redirect other Zamazentas. Amoonguss is kind of key in the mirror just because I don't have to deal with Zamazenta body pressing my own Zamazenta. But yeah, so we'll see how it goes. We have one more round, and then I think it's top cut. So we'll see how this last round goes. Yo, chat, I'm not gonna lie. I actually had a full-blown, panic attack just now. So, round 6, it was our last round. I actually I forfeited because my opponent, they were very nice. They were nothing on them. They were very kind, very nice. They play with no music. And my brain literally can't handle that. Ever since I was a kid, I have always had to have, music for me to concentrate. And because there was no music, I literally, couldn't concentrate. I got a headache. I won game 1, and then by the time we got to, game 2 and game 3, I literally couldn't function. I just forfeited in game 3 because I don't know, something, came over me. I literally was, it was a panic attack. I had to go to the restroom and collect myself, but it's okay. We'll chalk that one up to my instability. But yeah, game 1 did go well, but yeah. So now we just wait to see if maybe I can scratch by and make top cut. Okay, I know I look absolutely insane right now, but I got 16th, which not bad for me purposely throwing my entire last round because of having a panic attack, because that was crazy. Hopefully I never run into that again, or I don't know, I'm gonna have to get earplugs or something in case something like that ever happens again, because that was crazy. I literally didn't know that would happen. That has never happened to me ever in my life. But yeah, top 16 for purposely throwing the last round that I played. And yeah, I guess my ego has been rebuilt slightly, ever so slightly, because I didn't get trampled like I did in Portland. So I think that just also is a testament to the fact that I should run hyper offense versus a bulky team. I'll insert what team I was using too, because I realized that I never said that.
Hi, this is Future Diana actually showing you the team that I ran, because I literally named random Pokemon off of the team but never actually showed the full team. So obviously, as you guys saw that I kept talking about, I did go back to Calyrex Shadow Rider. I did have it holding a Focus Sash, and I did have an offensive Terra on it. I had Terra Ghost, so basically the same one that I was running on my Reg G team, with the same exact EV spread as well. It's just full speed with a timid nature and full special attack. And then moveset wise, I did switch it up a little bit, since before I was running Nasty Plot in Reg G. But for this specific team, I did opt to run Encore instead. So I have Protect, Astral Barrage, Encore, and Psychic. And that's just because unless there's something like Tailwind or like Trick Room, of course, like some type of speed control. Usually Calyrex is the fastest thing on the field, so I am able to Encore things, and it's not Prankster Encore, so it's not affected by anything like terrain or even Farigiraf. So if somebody makes a mistake like protecting in front of Calyrex, or even using some type of setup move, I can lock them into that move and kind of punish them for that. As you also heard, I did run Chenpao and Dragonite. So Chenpao, for this specific local, I did opt to run Terra Stellar on it. This isn't my Chenpao, obviously. It's not Elsa. I had to borrow it. But it is also holding the Life Orb, and it is going to be full attack and full speed with a Jolly nature. And moveset-wise, I was running a bit of an odd moveset. I was running Ice Spinner, Taunt, Protect, and Sucker Punch. Ice Spinner was to get rid of any terrains in case I ran into any like Miraidons or Rillabooms, or even things like Indeedee. Taunt is another way that I can get around like the whole Prankster thing, since it's non-Prankster taunt, so I can taunt things like Farigiraf, I can taunt other like Dark type Pokemon that maybe I don't want to use like any type of status move, whatever. And then Protect is kind of standard, and then Sucker Punch. I did also opt to bring Incineroar. Once again, this is not my Incineroar, I did borrow it, but it is running Terra Ghost, and it is holding the Assault Vest. Eevee Sprout is going to be mostly invested in bulk, as you can see, and it does have a special defense boosting nature. And moveset wise, I was running Fake Out, Flare Blitz, Knockoff, and U-Turn, and I opted for this Incineroar just because I am kind of used to Assault Vest Incineroar, since that's what I ran in Reg G, and I do like the ability to take a lot more hits, as well as also pick up any KOs if I need to, with things like Knockoff, Flare Blitz, whatever. I did also bring back an old favorite, Amoonguss. This one is Terra Water. Once again, I borrowed this one. I am very like low on funds in the game, so I did have to borrow quite a few Pokemon for this local. But this one is running the Rocky Helmet, and it is going to be mostly invested in physical bulk, just because this was basically my answer to other like Zamazentas, as you saw throughout the vlog too. So not only is it mostly invested in physical defense, it does also have a physical defense boosting nature. It has its regenerator ability so that I can get HP back if I swap. And then moveset wise, I was running Rage Powder, Protect, Spore, and Pollen Puff. So very standard Amoonguss in that sense. My other restricted, I finally found a use for my Zamazenta. I brought it from Sword and Shield. I had never used them before. You can tell that it's like from when I was innocent, because it's an Ultra Ball instead of a Pokeball, because I'm a Pokeball snob now. But it is running Terra Water. It has its Rusted Shield, of course. And then, as you can see, it is very physically bulky and also specially bulky, and it does have a special defense boosting nature. And he's very speedy, so sometimes people opt to run like a slower Zamazenta just so that it can be bulkier, but like I said, I did go for hyper offense here, so I did want to be relatively speedy so that I could just get as much damage in as I could, as quickly as I could. And then moveset-wise, very standard Iron Head, which is Behemoth Bash in battle, Body Press, Protect, and Wide Guard. And then of course, lastly, the final member of the team was an old favorite as well, Moo, my Dragonite, with Paranormal and Choice Band. Moo is of course full attack and full speed with a speed boosting nature. Ability is Inner Focus, so I didn't have to worry about Intimidate or any flinches, anything like that. And then moveset is pretty standard as well. It's going to be Extreme Speed, Outrage, Low Kick, which was Brick Break at one point, but we did opt to change it for Low Kick, and then Aqua Jet, which I think Aqua Jet is kind of like the only like weird one, but it was just another form of like Prio that wasn't Extreme Speed in case I needed to hit something that was like a ghost. But that's the team. It's very, like I said, hyper offensive. The EVs are only kind of crazy on like the bulkier Pokemon, but the more frail Pokemon are all just like max and max. But clearly, it worked for me.
But I went back to, like I said, my good old reliable Calyrex Shadow Rider, and it treated me well. And I mean, considering that I basically didn't practice with this team at all, and I literally just came here on vibes, I would say that I did pretty good. And maybe I'll go to another local sometime in the future. Maybe a closer one, because LA was an aggressive drive. Also, this local was really big. There was 60 people that ended up showing up. Like, more people registered, but a lot of people like didn't show up or dropped. So yeah, and out of 60 people, top 16. Can't complain. Especially because, like I said, I didn't really practice with this team. It was just all vibes. No thoughts, just vibes. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and don't make fun of my sunburn because I know how bad it is. I'm gonna go put some after sun on it, and I guess I will not retire from VGC just yet.